I think it blew up quickly because I brought a fresh perspective into it. When I was starting out, I would do this exercise where before going to bed, I would just have like a notepad. So as I was falling asleep, I would just write and like scribble ideas and like the style you see on my channel with the glowing captions, the little glowing watermark at the bottom. This was all like a collection of ideas where in the morning I would wake up and then look at what I scribbled and it was just like a few words, you know. Sometimes it was crazy stuff with like AI photos that didn't work out, but the stuff that did stick was like glowing captions, you know, captions with motion blur that like morph into each other. Different ideas like that that then I would wake up and try to figure out how to bring them to life. So a lot of the ideas failed, but I had certain good ideas that developed into like the Bolt style.
You were doing everything, editing, posting, scripting.
Yeah. Another reason is I would say the niche was pretty stale, right?
Okay.
So I think the motivation niche at that time, 2 years ago, was mostly just like quotes, right? So it was like do push-ups, you know, those types of quotes, but it now it's evolved into more story types of videos, right? So I think that was sort of the gradual shift that really started working. At first, I was going viral just based off of good vibes, like something different that caught people's attention, which was a visual style. It was still mostly quotes, but then over time, as more people started doing that same style, I evolved into more story-based content.
And how did your evolution for finding shorts ideas that go viral?
At first, it was mostly just scrolling, right? Or and like looking up hashtag motivation on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. But obviously, I mean, it has to evolve at a certain point because that well, you know, runs dry pretty quickly. So then it became multiple sources for one video, right? So at first, it was like seeing a quote that I liked, that maybe downloading that podcast and then adding my style to it wouldn't be considered monetizable on YouTube. Then it became like, I want to become monetized on YouTube, right? I wasn't monetized at the start. So how can I incorporate multiple different sources into a video maybe, or, you know, add voiceover or something. So then it became making either like quotes videos that were sort of compilation style of multiple quotes or stories. It was one of the two. So ultimately, after just my process being finding one quote, making it, it was finding multiple quotes, combining them together into like one motivational speech. And then after that, it was finding good stories and then, you know, obviously doing the research, finding the sources, and then bringing it together.